If it happens in wrestling, it happens here. This is the Superkick Society. Welcome in and welcome all to this week's episode of the Superkick Society. I'm Cam Sterling, as always, joined by the lovely Josh Olderman. And we have a big setup week in the world of wrestling. Not too much happened this week. Not too many explosive moments or anything. But a lot of information leading up to some pretty big events that we got to break down. What do you want to start off with first, Josh?
I think we start with
Or
the
should I
start of
say,
the week.
how are you doing? Because I
I
didn't
was
even ask you
waiting.
that yet.
I was waiting to see if you were gonna ask. I wouldn't take it
I'm not
personally.
I'm not that bad of a guy. Come
Eh,
on. Some
Subtle
days, some
improvements
days.
with every episode. No, I'm not doing too bad. Like you said, it's been a bit of a down week for wrestling, a transition week, really. You got the Rumble coming up right around the corner for WWE. You got some big title matches being set up for AEW coming up in the coming weeks. NXT, same kind of thing, just setting up stuff for the next few weeks of
Yeah,
television. Really nothing too big this week, but we'll find something.
a lot to look
So,
forward to, though.
yeah, let's kick it off with the start of the week, Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the big thing right off the top that I know certain viewers will definitely want to hear about, Finn Balor. Is he a babyface? Are we seeing a Judgment Day babyface turn in the making, or is it just Balor on his way back to the light?
I think it's setting up to be a Finn Balor babyface run.
You
Um,
think
I
so?
don't I don't think it's gonna happen until Dom's back because they need Dom to lead the Judgment Day, and that puts him in the major title picture as well once he becomes the dominant leader of one of the biggest factions of the last 5 years. And I think that will organically create a feud between Dom and Finn will obviously, I don't want to say obviously because a lot of people root for Dom, but Finn will definitely be framed as the hero in that feud. And I think that will bring him back into the major title picture and put a babyface on for the first time in 5 years.
Yeah, that would be just so nice to see. I mean, the visceral reaction in Ireland with the return of his
Yeah.
old Balor Club theme. Man, that theme, by the way, banger.
Oh, it's a
Absolute banger.
banger. I
One
had
of the
it
best of
downloaded
like
on
the
my
last,
iPod, man.
exactly, one of the best of like the last decade. Fantastic. The mannerisms, everything is down. The old Finn Balor is exactly what we need right about now. Honestly, like the last few years, his booking has been
He's just been a
dour.
faction member. He's
Yeah,
been an
but he
NPC,
loses and
and he
loses and
loses.
loses. One of the best wrestlers of the last 20 years, and it's just a shame to see him taking loss after loss on a major stage. I hope this can be the pivot back to the old winning ways. Otherwise, I mean, I'm sure he's content to ride out his career like this, but it's a shame to see it.
I don't know if it's all been bad because that faction did push Damian Priest into the major title picture.
Hmm.
It made Rhea Ripley who she is. It pushed Dom into one of the most popular heels in the last decade.
But
So
what
I
has it
don't
given Finn?
it's given Finn nothing, but I think Finn's character work and Finn's overall work in that theme like propelled those three into superstardom. And I
Yeah.
don't think they could have done that without Finn's help.
No, I think that's absolutely fair to say. Hey, I'm not disagreeing with
But
you.
now it's
Finn,
Finn's time.
yeah, I think it's his time. He was essential to that group and like you said, really crucial in elevating three of the biggest stars on the roster today. I think he's got one last big main event run left in him before he rides off into the
Yeah.
sunset, ends his career. I think he's got one big main event run left in him, and babyface should be the way to go.
I definitely agree. And we got another big question mark on that episode of Raw. What's up with Adam Pearce, man? Guy won't
Man,
get off Paul Heyman's ass, and he's gonna pay the price for it eventually. You don't mess around with Paul Heyman. The guy
it's just a
knows
fact
people
of
who
life.
knows people.
Oh, yeah. He's well connected. And
Hmm.
honestly, I would not be opposed to this whole payoff. The payoff of this storyline being Braun Breaker versus Adam Pearce.
I would love it. Former NWA champion.
Yeah,
I know
scrap
people have
iron.
been framing Nick Aldis getting back into the ring
Mm,
with his back and forth with Drew McIntyre over a few months in late 2025.
yeah.
But I was not expecting Adam Pearce to possibly get a match before Nick Aldis does, because as we know, Nick Aldis really helped the push of AEW to make it into what it is today, and that feud with Cody Rhodes will be looked back on as one of the best feuds of the 2020s,
Hmm.
or late 2010s, I believe, as well, in like
Late
his time with
2010s mostly.
ROH. Yeah. So I think we're still looking for that Nick Aldis match. He's got it
Yeah,
in him, but I think Adam Pearce would versus Braun Breaker could do some damage as well.
absolutely. And at the end of the day, that match, it's not gonna be Adam's Adam Pearce triumphantly beating Braun Breaker. It's gonna be an ass whooping. It is going to be domination. We are gonna see Adam Pearce get his bald head smashed in by Braun Breaker, and it's gonna be worth it. And I say that as someone who enjoys Adam Pearce's work. It's essential to elevate Braun Breaker that you get him out there kicking the ever living crap out of your central authority figure on your central flagship
Oh,
show. That is how you establish the next big thing, the next big monster of the next decade. But that's
I
just me.
like it. I do think it throws a bit of a wrench into things about predictions for the Royal Rumble, because we know Braun Breaker is a heavy favorite
Heavy
for
favorite.
that match, and the heat he already has against CM Punk is huge.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's gonna win with this feud with Adam Pearce still going on. So
You got to tie up the loose ends.
with a special guest next Friday, we're going over our Royal Rumble predictions, which we'll get onto as we close this episode up. But yeah, it really throws a wrench into things heading into next weekend.
That it does. But speaking of throwing a wrench into things, over on NXT, it's ya
This guy's the
boy,
master of segues. Holy cow.
Tony D'Angelo, who started throwing his wrenches into other people's matches. That sounds like a euphemism. He really started to get himself involved in
What a
these
dirty boy.
NXT title ladder match qualifiers, taking out anybody and everybody, winner and loser, in, I believe, two of the matches that occurred on this week's NXT.
Hmm.
And then he got himself handcuffed. Tell
Question
me about
mark?
it. Tell me about it.
Well, I've said it for multiple weeks. Tony D'Angelo is my pick to win the ladder match, but I don't think Ava's officially even put him in the match yet.
No.
I think it's inevitable. I do think he'll somehow get that last spot for some reason, because that's always what happens with the game wrecker, so to speak. But I'm really excited. I think this is some of the most heat Tony D'Angelo has ever had. So I'm excited to see what he does as arguably the top heel on NXT, besides Ricky Saints, obviously. Um, so I think this is really boosting him into the stratosphere of NXT. And even though it may be a little freaky of their way of doing it, I think it'll be overall a good move.
It'll be a good move. Yeah. You got to build up somebody on that
Mhm.
brand to fill the voids that have been left by all of the recent men's main event call ups. You got to start building up new stars to take those spots. And Tony D'Angelo. He's put the work in. He's got the character work, the mic work, the in-ring work is definitely getting there. He is almost main event ready, but still needs a little more seasoning. You keep him
Hmm.
down in NXT for a couple more
Just
months.
need some momentum.
Exactly. Get some momentum with a new big boss heel character. I Hey, I got no complaints.
We also got two more members solidified into the ladder match on NXT when Sean Legacy defeats Eli Knight and Shiloh
Yeah.
Hill defeating Josh Briggs. I was really hoping Josh Briggs would get in there. I think he's one of the most underrated superstars on NXT. Going back to that triple threat that I think we've referenced before in
Mm.
2024, Obafemi versus Josh Briggs versus Dijak. That is one of my favorite matches of all time. It's so it's beefy, man. It's beefy. And
No bread, no water.
Josh Briggs just hasn't gotten that push.
Yeah.
No bread, no water, just beef, man. And I was really excited with how much open space NXT has right now to see if
Yeah.
Josh Briggs could get into that room and into that spectrum. But Shiloh Hill, he's got a lot of heat right now. He's one of the best up and comers in NXT.
Yeah.
He's slowly moving up to the top of the card, and this was the push that he needed. I just wish it wasn't against Josh Briggs.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. And on the other side of the coin, I'm really happy that Sean Legacy is getting a bit of a push. That dude has got it.
Hmm.
He's just got an it factor that's really hard to describe. It's an intangible quality. We talk about it all the time. Like mic skills, the look in terms of your character presentation and really how you present yourself, both in the ring and out of it. And then there's the in ring work. Sean Legacy, he's got those three elements. He is a future star in the making. So to see him get into this ladder match is really, really promising. It'll be awesome to see where his career goes. I mean, he's probably not going to win the title right out of the gate, but I could definitely see him winning it a year or two down the line.
Now, he hasn't appeared on WWE TV yet, but as you mentioned last week, Powerhouse Hobbs still
Yes.
in question. His name's still even in question.
Yeah.
But he is heavily rumored to come to either WWE or NXT. And with how much open space, I agree with you. I think he's definitely going to come to NXT. But will he be in this ladder match? Because we're
Mm,
getting down to the wire.
it's true.
Three spots open, probably two with the aspect of Tony D'Angelo. And if you're putting Hobbs into NXT, I say give him heat right out of the gate.
Yeah. He's got to have
And
that title.
these spots are closing up quick, so I don't know what they're going to do with them.
Yeah, it's tough. And again, nothing's confirmed. It's just heavily, heavily, heavily rumored by, the internet's most reliable sources that
Us.
Hobbs is on his way to WWE. And like you mentioned, Cam, again, it's that he is going. It's just a matter of where
Hmm.
and when that he's going to show up on WWE branded television. Is that going to be on the main roster? Is it going to be in NXT? Nobody seems to have any clue, so it'll be interesting to see how this little plot thread progresses over the next few weeks.
Now, it was a little bit of a smaller moment on NXT, but I want to get your opinion on it with the open space on the NXT women's title
Mm,
space. With JC Jane rumored to move up shortly, Jordan Grace already moved up. We had a big promo from Jada Parker and rumored to be a heavy baby face now, which I want to get your thoughts on how quickly she might move into the title picture.
I think it's got to be instantaneous. I mean, you've got, like you mentioned, Jordan Grace already gone. That's a major player from
Jordan
your
Grace
women's title
already
main
in
event.
in the major title
Yeah.
bout with Jade Cargill. That's huge.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't just apply to the men. You got women's stars being called up to the main roster left and right. You've got to fill those gaps. And I mean, Jada Parker with that promo on NXT really just comes off as a natural baby face. Just someone the fans love to get behind, love to cheer for, has a lot of energy and passion in her promos. Hey, if it works, it works. don't fix what ain't broke. If she is a natural babyface, if the fans believe in her and want to see her in the title, who are you to deny them? I think she's
Exactly.
got the in-ring factor down pat. Now she's got the fans fully on her side. It's only a matter of time.
And a feud on the horizon with Blake Monroe, which is gonna feed families.
That is
That
star
is
making.
star making for both of them.
Hmm.
So I'm really excited about the future of NXT. So much open possibilities, so much open space in the top of the card. Anything, any anything could go.
Exactly. And that just makes it a little more fun to review them each and
Hmm.
every week. There's always something new happening. Now,
Well, take it
oh,
away.
oh, thank you, kind sir. Now we go from Mondays to Tuesdays on to
Mhm.
Wednesdays with AEW Dynamite. Not too much really happening
There
on
were
this
some
week's.
stellar matches, but
Oh, banger matches.
no real shifts in the overall stature of AEW.
Now we talk about NXT's, next ones up.
Hmm.
AEW really let a platform be built on this week's episode of Dynamite for three of their next big talents. That being the tag team of Alec Price and Jordan Oliver, just signed, I think, a week or two ago, and Kevin Knight. I mean, you got the future of high flying in those three guys.
Yeah.
Alec Price and Jordan Oliver, just insanely talented young guys, just signed off the indies, putting on banger matches all across North America. They've got a lot of like raw talent. It'll take time to refine that and to get a little more polished, but in their match with FTR, I mean, you can't ask for better gatekeepers for new kids than one of, if not the greatest tag team of all time in FTR. I mean, that's a way to let two young guys show off what they have in their back pocket, what they've got, the skills that they bring to this company, and why they are going to be the future, while also not letting them get this big upset
Mhm.
victory. They look good in defeat, and the same applies to Kevin Knight in the main event, going up against Swerve Strickland. That in itself was just a
What a
banger match.
match.
What a match. And you really saw there were instances, moments where Kevin Knight looked like he was going to win. I was sitting there watching that main event
That
thinking,
UFO splash, man, I thought it was
yeah,
done.
I thought that was it. I'm like, are they really going to let Kevin Knight go over against Swerve? Like, I bought into it. I believed it. I'm like, okay, cool, let's do it. It felt right. It felt natural. And I think with Alec Price and Jordan Oliver, give them a year or two, and they'll be up in the upper echelons of AEW's tag team division. With Kevin Knight, I would not be surprised if by the end of the year he isn't holding some kind of singles gold. That would be a shock to
Yeah,
me. I think he's got everything to be the next big star for AEW.
exactly. If there's one guy that we spotlight the most and want to push the most on this podcast, it's probably Speedball Mike Bailey. And like the amount of talent that he brings kind of has overshadowed how technically gifted Kevin Knight actually is.
Exactly.
And I am so excited to see Jet Speed be in the picture with Hangman Adam Page and be
Hmm.
involved in the feuds that naturally come with being with Hangman Adam Page. Like we're gonna see Kevin Knight and Speedball put on so many five-star matches this year with so
Yeah,
many top of the card guys. And I completely agree with you. I don't know how single gold will work because I think both of them are at the exact same level and I want both of them to get singles gold.
that's fair.
It could lead to a feud. Who knows? A jet speed splinter and a jet speed feud. I can't even picture how good that match would be.
That would be
But
fun.
that might be an end of the year thing because I really want to see how well they do in that Hangman picture,
Yeah,
and that's
there's
huge
some
for both their
longevity there.
careers.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to work out. They just became the trios champs last week. There's a lot of ways you can go with those stories. I think they got a lengthy trios title reign ahead of them. But at the end of that road, I think, again, to use that phrase, it's only a matter of time
They're
before
just too
Kevin
good to
Knight,
be a tag team.
I know, before Kevin Knight and subsequently Speedball Mike Bailey both hit some higher highs and win some singles gold. Now,
Now,
oh no, go ahead, go ahead. I cut you off
we're
last
just
time.
too knowledgeable. We just keep going at it. But AEW saw a massive match between Don Callis' family and the Death Riders, with
Oh
the
yeah.
Death Riders kind of showing anti-hero
Yeah.
vigilante vibes, and we know the rumors of kicking out John Moxley that they've been around for a couple months.
Hmm.
But I don't know, man. I'm liking this
I'm digging it.
nice guy Riders.
Yeah,
It's weird.
not quite nice guys, but the lesser evil.
Yeah,
And
lesser evil than the Don Callis family.
it's really, really fascinating the way that they've spun this story on its head, where, when this whole Death Riders thing started, I'll admit, it was a little it was a little much. It
Yeah.
was a little boring, a little drawn out. Yeah, it just wasn't fun to start with. But now that they've gotten momentum, now that there's a little something to bite into, where you had the whole storyline of them being heels taking over the company because they wanted to, get rid of the gimmicks, get rid of any, carny type things going on in the comical world of pro wrestling, where they just wanted to be real and, you know, take out the old guys, try and elevate the young guys through brutal violence and attacks against them. Um, to see that we want to preserve what AEW is supposed to be, to see that go from their big, mission statement as heels taking over the company to now being this driving force behind them going after the Don Callis family, going after some of the big heels on the board. I mean, there's no bigger heels out there than the Don Callis family, but I
Maybe
digress.
anywhere.
I mean, yeah, but that's really, really fascinating. And I love the story direction that they've taken the Death Riders. It just
It feels like
feels,
those early days of the Shield.
it feels right. It feels
Yeah.
natural. Like, it feels like a change that makes sense. Okay, they are, devoted to preserving wrestling as it should be and getting rid of over the top gimmicks and elevating the young talent.
Do you
That's
think
all the
John
stuff that the Don
Moxley's
Callis
trying to
family,
steer this into the energy that the Shield brought, like in the
yeah,
Evolution rivalries and the Wyatt family rivalries? Because
exactly, man.
it's giving off very similar energy of they are so bad and so ruthless that you can't help but root for them.
That you
And
start
they're
to dig it.
finally
Yeah,
starting to lean into people rooting for them. And they're going down the exact same direction that John Moxley did in the early to mid 2010s.
exactly. You don't have to be the biggest good guys. You just have to be some of the least bad guys out there.
Mhm.
And in that instant, the crowd's with you. And I think that's what we're starting to see with the Death Riders now. Maybe not Marina Shafir, who still
Yeah.
gets massive boos and even interfered in a women's tag match later on in the
Yeah, I
night,
wasn't
helping out
happy with that.
the heels in that match. But everyone but Marina Shafir seems to be moving into this anti-hero kind of tweener space, dishing out some vigilante justice to the worst of the worst on AEW's roster.
Well, that brings us to Friday night, and SmackDown was a lot of setup.
Yeah.
It was a great night worth of setup, setting up the heat to Saturday night's main event, which just happened as of
Yep.
this recording.
As of recording.
But at the time, at as of Friday night, hearing AJ Styles about to fight Shinsuke Nakamura
Oh,
really perked my interest. And yeah, I we'll go into the in-depths of that match, but the emotion that that one invoked on
oh yeah.
Friday night, it was bound to happen.
It it just tugs on the heartstrings, to say the least. And AJ, putting his career on the line at the Royal Rumble against Gunther, Shinsuke, an old rival, coming out to say, "Hey, you might not, your career might not even make it to the Rumble. Face me in Montreal." And it just felt right to see these two go at it one last time. AJ is retiring at some point this year. I doubt it's going to be the Rumble because, let's face it, who wants to retire in Saudi Arabia? But
I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. I
okay,
think
I'm
I
putting my
think it's
point on pause.
happening.
I want to hear what you're going to say. I want to hear.
I just can't picture any other match leading towards Gunther and AJ than Shinsuke and AJ. Like, what other match
So
could
wait,
lead
you
into
think
the Gunther match?
you think that AJ's going to lose his career at the Rumble? That he's going to lose to Gunther, that he
Yeah,
retires right then and there at the Rumble?
yeah.
Damn.
I
Pessimist
think
Cam over here.
I love AJ. I love it. I love him with the bottom of my heart. But I can't picture any other match leading towards it. I think nobody is expecting it, and he will not get the treatment that John Cena got, and people are expecting that out of AJ Styles and his final stretch of his career. But I think what will hit even harder is not expecting it. And the fact that they went with the Shinsuke match so early and jammed it in at the last second like they have to, because they do, I can't picture like what other match does AJ Styles have to close his career out.
I think I'm disagreeing with your disagreement.
Okay?
I think that's what they want you to think. And
It's reverse psychology.
exactly, basically back to normal psychology at this point. But
I think the one match I would want to see is probably Finn, but
yeah,
I don't know. You can't get any more perfect than AJ and Shinsuke,
I mean,
and you
yeah,
got
that's
it
true.
set
That's
up a
true.
week before Gunther.
But
Like,
that's
what are you gonna do? Have AJ beat Gunther and then face him again to carry
yes.
on his legend killer
I
arc?
think you don't have to have AJ beat Gunther. I think you need to have some sort of inconclusive results at the Rumble
Mm,
because a
like the
star, of
tap
course,
out?
he's not going to get the Cena treatment, unfortunately, though he very well deserves it. But AJ deserves a grander stage than Saudi Arabia. Let's face it, WrestleMania is where he goes out. The grandest stage of them all.
WrestleMania, eh?
Still,
I
you can still
I
have
want
Gunther
it.
put him down.
I want it, but I
You
don't
don't think
know.
it?
I don't want Gunther to take a loss. He's
Hey,
got
that's what
so
I'm
much
saying. It
heat.
doesn't have to be
Yeah.
a loss, just an inconclusive result. Maybe
What would that inconclusive result be?
A DQ, a countout,
A DQ?
some kind of referee stoppage, something that does not put a victory or a loss one way or the other on either Gunther or AJ, necessitating a rematch down the line. And again, WrestleMania. Let one of the biggest stars of the last 20 years, the hardest workers, the best workers of the last 20 years go out on the grandest stage and not at some schmucky oil blood money show over in the Middle East. I'm sorry. It just isn't right. And that's the truth.
I love that aspect. I mean, I don't want him to retire in Riyadh either, but I just Shinsuke versus AJ is too perfect.
Yeah, and it does
But
seem a little
we'll
rushed.
go even deeper into this conversation in our Royal Rumble predictions episode next Friday, which is going to be massive, which has a special guest coming in as well with their predictions
Wink,
to
wink,
top
tune
on to
in.
ours. Tune in. But that is saved for a later date.
Yeah.
And we still got some news to cover this week with a big tag team push on SmackDown as well. Julia, the United States champion, and her manager Kiana James take down Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss.
Hmm.
Now, Alexa and Charlotte have been splintering. They do not belong in the tag team division. They are
No.
single stars. They are mega stars. So, um, we've been waiting for this tag team to split up, to possibly have a match. And I think this was the inciting force. And I'm just excited to see Julia keep winning because she
Yeah.
deserves to win.
It's nice to see some new blood in the women's tag division. It works. I mean, to have them get this big upset victory over, like you said, two mega stars really helps put them over, helps put over these two young talents, and maybe does set them up to be tag title contenders down the line. I mean, the women's tag scene really needs some new blood, so I wouldn't be
It's a
opposed to,
lot of single stars teaming up in the
yeah,
women's
and
tag
that's
division right now.
quite literally what this is too with Julia and Kiana James, but if they stick with it, I wouldn't be opposed to it. They've got good chemistry, and like you said, seeing Julia pick up wins that she rightfully deserves just feels right.
Well, that's about it. That's about it we have of this week in wrestling because it's a lot of setup with a big weekend on the horizon, Josh.
Mm-hmm. Got the Royal Rumble coming down the line, but we've got one little pit stop before then. Oh, that's right. Saturday night's main event
Hmm.
from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Quebec? I'm gonna
Quebec,
put in
Canada.
like the graphics. I still can't pronounce, still can't
Yep.
say, still can't spell Quebec right. Man, that is tough. I want to edit it out, but
K
that's just too
W
good.
E B E K. T now.
Quebec.
Quebec.
You just been Quebec. Oh man.
Oh,
All right. So on to Saturday night's main event from your favorite province of all, Quebec. Uh, we had AJ Styles defeating Shinsuke Nakamura. Let's not waste any time. Let's go right for the heartstrings. Tug on them a little. Don't take that out of context. Um,
God, you have been.
it's been a bad episode for me, I
I
swear.
didn't want to point it out, but you had Tony D'Angelo filling voids as well.
Throwing wrenches everywhere,
Yeah.
putting his wrench in other people's business.
Whoa.
AJ Styles,
Filling voids with his wrench? What?
AJ Styles. I'm trying to keep it professional here. So AJ beats Nakamura, a match with a lot of callbacks, a lot of energy and fire. You can see these are two old gunslingers trying to go out with their last shot, with their best shot. You know, AJ's retiring this year, guaranteed. Nakamura, I think he's got a year and a half left in him.
Yeah.
Like,
I could
if
see
he,
maybe a little bit of a tour back in New Japan once he's done with his contract, but he doesn't have much left either.
yeah, I think that's the thing though. If he wanted to really go back while he still had a lot of energy left in him, he would have done it before now.
Yeah.
I think he's okay with where he's at, a relaxed schedule, a boatload of money. He's not going to complain. It allows him to, have his off time, get to chill, get to hang out, and occasionally do some pro wrestling. But like that's a dream schedule for anyone. I think if he wanted a big, big long term run in Japan, he would have left before now. But yeah, I
Hmm.
definitely think should his contract expire in the near future, he's got a John Cena retirement run in him left to do. He won't get that treatment in WWE, but
No.
he may have some sort of send off or not. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But really, if this is how both men go out, like if this is their last match together, their last meeting, their last whatever it may be, it felt right to have these
As
two go at it one more time.
as a New Japan fan and in the learning process, has Shinsuke ever fought Takeshita?
Takeshita,
Or was
no.
he in WWE before Takeshita made it onto the scene?
I believe he was at that time.
'Cause
Takeshita
that match would bang.
was in a different company in Japan,
Hmm.
and then it was where he was like a top prospect, and from there went to AEW, and from there joined up with New Japan.
Okay, because that match would bang
Oh
hard.
yeah, that would be maybe that might make it onto the Dream Match Generator.
Exactly.
Oh, shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
But yeah, I want to get your thoughts on this match.
I, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a big AJ Styles fan. I have been ever since 2016, favorite theme song. And he was one of my favorites in the latter half of my teenage wrestling phase, you would say, where I stopped watching in the late 2010s and the early 2020s and came back for the story and the bloodline and all that jazz, like many other wrestling fans who took a hiatus in that time. But AJ Styles was one of my favorites that carried over. It was him and Randy. And um, even thinking about his career ending makes me sad. And
Yeah.
even though, as I mentioned, might be in a week, might not be in a week, this match was awesome. It was
Hmm.
sentimental. It really thrived off silence. It really thrived in those slow moments
Yeah.
of going back and forth. It was a slow story. It was a slow burn, and it hit. It hit hard. And there were some struggles with Shinsuke and his knee. There were some inner match storylines that were really good. And the final hug and the final fist bump was awesome.
Yeah. That was it.
Um, should it have gotten a meetup like the Tanahashi match did? I think so, but obviously that can't really happen in WWE.
Yeah.
But overall, very solid WWE match. All things considered, we know technical masterpieces do not happen in WWE rings, but this one it was up there. It was really skilled. I think it beats the WrestleMania 34 match, which was supposed to be this massive spectacle after Shinsuke won the Rumble
Hmm.
and fought Styles for the championship. That fell flat as a pancake,
Let me
and I
sum
think
up
this
that
one
feud
makes
in
up
two
for it.
words. Low blow.
Yep.
But anyways, it was good to see them run it back, have a properly good match. No stakes really. Like nothing on the line. You know AJ's not going to retire right here and now,
Right.
but to have no restrictions in that regard, nothing weighing them down, just go out there and have a pure match. It was just awesome to see, and yeah, it really does hit you in the feels.
Now, onto the Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes brawl,
Not
as
a
it was
match
no
by any
match.
means.
Not a match at all.
No.
I was watching that and like them going through Canadian arenas and seeing like just the convenience stands and the
Yeah.
workers in the background. You don't get that in any other sport, man.
Oh
You
yeah.
don't you don't get just like popcorn workers in the back of a um convenience store in Bell Center just standing back watching Cody Rhodes lay hands on
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu.
You don't see
So
that in any other sport.
you really don't. But it all ends with Drew McIntyre throwing both of them through a table.
Yeah.
This like I really don't. This is another reason where I don't know what the Royal Rumble is gonna end up being
Yeah.
because Cody Rhodes has several feuds. I know he's in talks to win, which would be crazy. And I did throw that prediction
Hmm.
of somebody tying Stone Cold this year, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't like it.
Unless it's
Jacob
Randy.
Jacob Fatu, yes, I would like that.
That?
But Jacob Fatu's in the talks to win, and he's got
Yeah.
feuds going right now. So I don't know if it's him. Sammy's in the talks to win,
Of
and
course.
as we'll mention in a couple moments, he's a bit occupied that night as well. So I really don't know. I think you'll see with my predictions next week that I go with an oddball, and
Kit Wilson.
this is the reason. It will not be Kit Wilson.
God damn it. Cut the show. We're done.
Give him a couple years. Give it.
Years.
It's Royal Rumble. He'll win one eventually. And I've already talked about him having Joe Hendry level heat. I'm putting money on it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
this year it will not be Kit Wilson, but I do throw a couple oddballs out there next Friday. So stay tuned to hear those. But this is the reason why. There's so many storylines in the top of the cards that don't involve championships,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
all
they
of
don't
them
need
are
him.
too occupied to win this Royal Rumble. So unless you just throw Roman Reigns in there and he just takes it because he's Roman Reigns, it's got to be an oddball in my opinion.
That's fair. I like the way you think. And you know what? Let's not cut any more corners. Let's not waste any more time. The four-way contenders match. Who's
Hmm.
gonna face Drew at the Rumble? It's Sami Zayn.
Ole, ole, ole,
They
ole.
let him pick up the hometown win. That's not something WWE usually does. You don't
Hmm.
see people win in their hometowns, but Sammy proves the exception, not the rule.
I think Sammy was the one I predicted
I believe
weeks
I
in
did too.
advance. I predicted him before the bracket matches were even completed,
No,
just
that's
because
fair.
of how much heat he's gotten with the backstage segment a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago with the Trick Williams debut promo, with him having so much heat right before that pop. He had some heat this Friday night because of him getting into the match between Damian and Trick.
Yep.
And I think it was highlighted the entire way that Sammy was going to win. I couldn't picture Damian or Trick winning at all.
Hmm.
Randy was the only one who had a chance, and I don't think Drew McIntyre is the one that Randy's going to eventually take it off of.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I couldn't see anybody else other than Sammy. Maybe Matt Cardona, but he lost.
Not wrong there. Yeah, I think having Sammy win, especially in Montreal to go to the Royal Rumble where he has Middle Eastern heritage. So again, a lot more momentum, a lot more crowd love behind him. Probably going to make it even more bittersweet and heat filled in that arena when Drew beats him, but it just feels right. Sammy being this ultimate underdog, this top baby face, the guy is just lovable. You cannot deny that. He had some great work as a heel, but he just feels right as the people's
His
champ,
heel work
as
was not good.
the people's pick. But yeah,
His heel work was not good.
yeah, it
The
was,
conspiracy theorist, oh my
that was
lord.
kind of fun. Come on. It had its
Dude,
moments.
I that was my hiatus, man, and that was one of the reasons.
I mean,
'Cause I was
honestly, that
such
was
a
mine
big
too, but
Sammy fan, such a big Sammy fan when I was a kid, and then that crap happened. Honorary use was
yep.
lovely work, but um, I, Sammy's just such a good baby face. He
Oh, yeah.
gets over so easily.
And with the other people in the match, like you mentioned, Trick wasn't going to win. He's a
No,
young prospect. He's on the rise. This gives him a main event level
yeah,
platform to build off of. It's not his time just yet, though. Priest, he's a solid hand. He's had his title
I would have
run.
loved to see Dragunov in this match over Priest.
Oh, yeah. Dragonov over Priest would have been
Dragunov needs that
sweet.
Trick Williams platform, and
Yeah,
he's
I'm
set.
surprised he hasn't gotten it already. And if I may, just total off topic here. If anyone's going to be the one to put down Legend Killer Gunther, it's Ilya. I think those two just need to
They got to
have
run that match back.
not just one
Um,
match, just
oh,
let them
several.
face each other every week. Give them the Aleister Black Damian Priest treatment
Oh, I love it.
for like the next 6 months, and we will not complain.
Give me a year's worth. I don't care. Give me every single WWE match genre with Ilya and Gunther, and I would be happy.
Yeah. Iron Man match, sweet. Steel cage match, awesome. Submission match, sweet.
Lumberjack match, I don't care.
Perfect. Death
Coffin
match.
match, screw it.
Look it. It works. It just
Yep.
works. But yeah,
Ladder match where they don't even have to grab anything. I don't care.
just see who can climb a ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, the only person in that four-way match that really might have been a threat to Sammy winning it all is Randy, but Drew
He's got other
McIntyre's
stuff to do.
yeah, Drew McIntyre's not the guy he's going to beat to get a title. I think that comes a little further down the line. And yeah, like you said, he's got some other business going on, some unresolved issues maybe with Cody Rhodes, as we mentioned last week.
Well, that concludes this week in wrestling. As we mentioned at the start of the episode, a lot of setup, a lot of
Oh
things
yeah.
to look forward to, but it could have been a snooze fest for some people this week. But
Hey, we find the highlights.
we find the highlights here at the
That's why you watch
Superkick
this
Society.
podcast or listen to it.
And speaking of highlights, we got this week's episode of Mount Rushmore, looking at some highlights over the history of the Royal Rumble, specifically in eliminations. Maybe an overlooked aspect of the Royal Rumble in some
Yes.
cases, not really looking at the winner, not really looking at the top stars, but some of the most entertaining, the most vicious, the most gruesome, or just the most powerful eliminations that we've seen across Royal Rumble history. Now, Josh, would you like to kick us off? Or would you like me to kick us off?
I'd like to start. I'll get my picks out of the way.
Let's hear them.
So let's start with one of the more shocking moments and eliminations in Royal Rumble history, that being Maven eliminating The Undertaker in 2002. The fresh-faced rookie, now
Now,
YouTube
conspiracy
sensation.
theory. Did Undertaker lose the rope or not? Was that
Ooh,
meant to happen?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because of the subsequent, brawl in the crowd. Either that or some fantastic improvisation by the two. But I think, conspiracy theories aside that I may or may not believe in, I think it's a great moment nonetheless. You got this rookie who kind of gets almost accidentally the biggest elimination of the match, kicking out 2002 American Badass Undertaker.
Oh my lord.
And you got fresh-faced rookie Maven getting the job
No
done. I mean,
hair Maven.
that's insane. And that is a moment that
No hair
stands
on
out.
his body Maven.
Yeah. YouTube sensation Maven. But yeah, that is just a fantastic moment. That elimination really stands out, though it didn't really launch Maven's career in any major way.
Who launched his YouTube career because that's all he talks about.
And there we go. It
Uh,
definitely helped
get
establish
get
this.
Maven versus Logan Paul on the Dream Match Generator.
Look,
Megastar versus Megastar. Okay,
it really
sorry.
helped.
Carry on.
It really helped solidify the Royal Rumble in a time where it had become a bit obvious and tedious to sit through as, oh, anyone can eliminate anyone. Like, it's not just the big stars dumping out the jobbers anymore. Real things can happen in this Rumble, and that's why it stands out to me as one of the best eliminations of all time. Now, I mean, we're just going hit after hit after hit. Second on my Mount Rushmore, though it's in no particular order, I've got Stone Cold eliminating Bret Hart in 1997.
Yeah. Stone
That,
Cold, Maven, pretty
eh.
equal.
Oh yeah, we're going from baldy to baldy.
Yeah,
We've
same
got
person.
we have got Stone Cold eliminating Bret Hart in the 97 Rumble. one of the most iconic moments in Rumble history and a massive elimination that helped kickstart the entire heel ass kicker turned vigilante anti-hero Stone Cold character where he got eliminated. The refs didn't see, so he goes back in the ring, tosses out Bret Hart, and takes the damn Rumble. That in itself, fantastic, and sets up his match with Bret, that the infamous double turn at WrestleMania. I mean, the implications out of this one elimination
Is this
are
the WrestleMania 13
fantastic.
match?
I believe so.
I think so. That one's like
I believe it
really
is.
high up on the rankings of best WWE matches of all time, I'm pretty sure.
I believe this is what kickstarts their feud, leads to the double turn, and leads to good guy ass kicker Stone Cold. But it all stems from this elimination. You can see, the sneaky tactics. He gets tossed out. No one saw. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Mhm.
Gets back in there, tosses out Bret Hart, 97 Bret Hart, who is the guy, the top guy. You just put yourself top of the list in the eyes of the fans as biggest assholes in the company, biggest jerks, biggest heels out there on the roster. You do that in 1997, you toss out Bret Hart, you're a made man.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's exactly what happened with that elimination. Now, we go to the lighter side of things for some, not for Taka Michinoku, though, who got he was never an official entrant. I'd like to clarify this. This is technically an illegal Mount Rushmore entry here because Taka Michinoku was never a legal entrant into the Royal Rumble. But it's the Rumble match
What a rule breaker.
where him and the rest of Kai and Tai all rush the ring. I want to say it was like 99 or 2000. They all rush the ring, they get involved. They're not legal entrants in the match. Taka gets tossed out and damn near dies. There's no better way to put it. There's no
Damn near
mincing of
dies.
words. Taka Michinoku just about gets paralyzed, gets his neck broken, tossed out of the ring. And by no means is this a positive moment, but it stands out. And if we're looking at how you clarified best at the start being memorable, gruesome, memorable for any reason, really,
Mhm.
gruesome being one of the conditions of that, this really stands out. And I think it's something that a lot of people don't remember and don't really think of when it comes to Royal Rumble eliminations, partly because it wasn't a legal elimination. But that was just an insane bump by Michinoku and established, again, that, all right, Kai and Tai, they're comedy guys, but it worked. And then you got Taka getting, thrown out on the top of his head. And that, again, kind of spins things around. And okay, maybe they're a little more serious than we thought. If guys like Taka are taking bumps like that, honestly, that stands out. Maybe not as best per se in a positive way, but really established at the time. One of the top junior acts for WWE's, totally not ripping off the cruiserweight division, junior division, their top acts
Mm.
in Taka Michinoku. So you know what? I want to give some love to a hidden gem there. And then we got to cap it off on the highest of highs. You've all seen it. I guarantee you have all seen it. And if you haven't, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're a liar. 2009 Royal Rumble. Kane eliminates Santino Marella. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. The shortest amount of time spent in a Rumble by any
Ugh,
one
how's that even
person
possible? They've tried to break it so many times.
so many
They
times.
just can't.
Just under 2 seconds. I think actually it was barely over one that Santino was legally in the ring before getting his ass clotheslined to the floor by Kane. Oh man, you can't beat it.
And then he gets
Genuinely.
second place 2 years later
Exactly.
and has a
Should
battle with Mick Foley the year after that. What a
exactly.
come up.
Yeah. So Santino getting eliminated. There's no nuance to this one like the Taka
Yeah.
Michinoku one. There's no nuance. There's no storytelling in this.
It's
It's funny.
history.
It's funny. You've all seen it. It's the funniest Royal Rumble moment ever.
I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Let me go back in. Santino,
Oh.
GOAT conversation, but that's a story for another day. That caps off my Mount Rushmore. Cam, I humbly turn it over to you.
Alrighty. Well, I'll start off with a banger. You had Stone Cold eliminating Bret Hart. I'm gonna throw an elimination that I've talked about several times on this podcast already.
Let's hear
Drew
it.
McIntyre eliminates Brock Lesnar in 2020. It's a
Of course.
no-brainer. It set off Drew McIntyre into the stratosphere as a main event player, taking out Brock Lesnar after he literally flattened half the roster to start off that Royal Rumble. And it's Drew McIntyre. This is coming off less than a year after he was Dolph Ziggler's henchman. He has not been pushed. He won the NXT title, but he was not pushed in WWE remotely well before that. And this was Drew McIntyre becoming Drew McIntyre. And I think it's as simple as that. Takes down the beast with one claymore. So that's enough to get him on my list because it's a massive feat. The next one, it's a little less serious. It's when Jake the Snake Roberts Snake eliminates Andre the Giant in 1989.
Not a
Now,
euphemism.
when I say Jake the Snake Roberts Snake, I did not stutter, I did not stumble. Jake the Snake Roberts Snake has an elimination. And yeah, in a time where the Royal Rumble is was nowhere near as prestigious as it is now. It was more so Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal level of intensity and level of scale and importance. And this was the second Royal Rumble ever, and seeing a mega star as popular as Andre the Giant was be scared of a snake and hops out. It's pretty hard to
You can't beat that.
yeah, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. So a snake has more eliminations than I do in the Royal Rumble, and that's enough to get it on the list. Just think about it. A snake has more Royal Rumble eliminations than Kenny Omega, than Hiroshi Tanahashi, than Kazuchika Okada, like
All
than
people,
Will Ospreay.
known WWE legends out there.
No, gimme the snake. And to carry on to actual eliminations, I got a bit of a smaller one, a bit of an overlooked one, but always showed up in by the numbers. I always thought it was really well done. The contact, the performance in this one was crazy, but I don't know how memorable it actually is. I'm doing when Snitsky eliminated Paul London in 2005.
All right.
And it was like the most wicked clothesline you've ever seen on the apron.
Okay.
Like think of JBL's clothesline from hell mixed with buckshot lariat
Ooh,
and put that on steroids. This shit was
literally.
bonkers. Paul London does a backflip off the apron, and it doesn't even look like he did a backflip like many of the performances in the Royal Rumble does, and you're just going for moments. This one looked like Snitsky chopped his head off. And and there's not many Snitsky moments that make the World Wide Web. So, I was a big Paul London and Brian Kendrick fan. I love rewatching their matches because they were so underrated. And Yeah, I thought I'd put Paul London on the list, Paul London getting his head chopped off on the list.
Paul London in a
And
way.
yeah, that one's really memorable for me because it was in the by the numbers, and I watched that non-stop as a kid. I was a big fan of the Royal Rumble and the statistics that went along with it, and that one always popped up.
Very
And
nice.
lastly, if you were an avid watcher, you know how much of a fan I am of weapons getting introduced into the Royal Rumble. 2001 was one of my favorite Rumbles of all time for that reason. This one does not take place in '01, but it includes Kane and it includes weapons. And that's when Kane chokeslams Sabu through a table
Nice.
in 2007. This was right before ECW fully got put in the melting pot of WWE and lost its identity, really. And Sabu, one of the most legendary faces of ECW, as we all know. And Kane puts his ass through a table over the top rope. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that. Um, yeah, Kane, one of my favorites of that generation. And yeah, as I mentioned with the Snitsky one, it just looked real. And a lot of fighting that goes on in the Royal Rumble does not look real. So that one's always been memorable for me as well because the introduction of weapons and the lack of that in recent Royal Rumbles. So that one really um, takes up a spot in my mind and makes my list.
Very nice. Well, with the Mount Rushmores capped off, it's time for this week's specialty segment, and that is the
Woohoo!
Dream Match Generator.
You've heard it
We are
whispered
going,
throughout the podcast. It has arrived.
we have picked out some of our favorite wrestlers, tag teams even, from across
Mm,
generations, across companies, across eras, and we have put them together for your viewing or listening pleasure.
mm.
I'll start it off. We'll go band for band, one for one. So
Band
I'll
for
kick
band,
things
eh?
off with a bit of a David versus Goliath matchup. Now, we all know China. China, one of the best women's wrestlers of all time, a dominant figure, won the IC title back before there was a women's IC title, won the men's IC title. That in itself should go and tell you how much of a monster athlete she was, how much of a dominant force in WWE at the time, in the Attitude Era that she was, the respect that she earned through her work. I mean, she went toe to toe with some of the toughest and roughest of the Attitude Era and
Hmm.
came out on top. But who better to go up against a Goliath than someone who played the David so very well in the early 2000s against another monster in Awesome Kong in TNA? That's right. I'm saying it would be a dream match to see Gail Kim and China go head to head.
Oh,
That would be perfect. Gail Kim quite literally had her best work going up against the Titanic Awesome Kong in TNA, playing the underdog, playing the David in that in those matchups, I should say, over the course of their careers. It's just a shame we never got to see Prime China against Prime Gail Kim. That is quite literally a clash of big, bad, and mean up against Never Say Die, underdog, fight till the very last breath. That would just be fantastic wrestling. You take away gender. I'm not saying, oh, fantastic women's match. No, that's a fantastic match,
hmm.
bar none. So that's my first pick for this week's Dream Match Generator.
Well, for my first pick, call me uncreative, call me
Uncreative.
basic. I do not care. Give me John Cena versus Hiroshi Tanahashi right now.
Bang!
Book it right now.
Book it.
Megastar versus Megastar. Face versus face. I do not care. Tanahashi versus Cena would feed generations. Like, there's not much more to say.
Oh,
20
yeah.
year legend versus 20-year legend. And, like, Eh,
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
That's
No
all you need.
backstory needed. No backstory needed. The face of a generation in New Japan versus the face of a generation in WWE. There's not much more you need.
Love it. All right, on to my second dream match. We're sticking with women's wrestling. I think it would be awesome to see the man Becky Lynch go up against timeless Tony Storm. For the match
There's
quality,
so, oh my God, that would be so
the
good.
match quality would be fantastic, but they are polar opposites in terms of character work. I mean, Becky Lynch in that era, we're talking 2018, 2019, serious. Ass kicker, takes no crap from nobody. And then you've got timeless Tony Storm, a woman who lost the AEW Women's World title and thus went insane, convincing herself that she was a film star of the 30s and 40s. That's wrestling for you.
Yeah.
I think that would be perfect. Just polar opposite characters, fantastic in-ring workers. Forget one match, give me a series of matches, give me a storyline between those two. You're feeding families.
Becky Lynch turns into a 1940s wrestler too, and they fight like they're in the 40s, man. That
Oh
would be
man.
crazy. But you've gone two straight women's matches. Let me go one as well. This one's technically still possible
All
because they're
right.
under the same brand right now. But give me Charlotte Flair versus Kendall Gray.
Ooh.
That would two of the best technical women's wrestlers we have ever seen, and Kendall Gray has just arrived on the scene. So I don't like the Tanahashi versus Cena one. It doesn't need much more backstory. They're just incredible technical wrestlers. And as you said about Gail Kim versus China, it's not a great technical women's wrestling match. It is a great technical match
Hmm.
that would, oh my God, WWE needs some technical abilities
Yeah,
right about now. And this match would be so refreshing to take place on a WWE stage and show just fantastic wrestling ability at its core.
I love it. That is that's actually a really, really good pick. While you've gone for technical,
Yes!
I have gone for no technicality,
Oh
no
no.
storytelling needed. You can switch your brain off and just have a hell of a time watching these two go at it. You know me, Cam. You know there is nothing that I love more in my wrestling than two big, beefy wrestlers bumping beef, going head to head. But
Great minds think alike.
what if I said for my dream match number three, I'm taking two big, beefy, high flying men
Huh?
bumping beef in the air.
Oh my lord. Beefception.
All right. I'm talking about two of the most athletic big men of all time, bar none, two of the most underrated talents of their eras, of their generations. For my dream match, no story, no bread, no water, just meat. Give me Mike Awesome versus Keith Lee.
Oh my god, dude. Oh.
That's it. No story
Do you,
needed.
do you want a combo with that?
Let's hear it.
Let's add Bam Bam Bigelow and make it a triple threat.
Damn. Now you're speaking my
Screw it.
language.
Let's add Braun Strowman to the mix too. Fatal
This guy
four-way.
gets it.
Meat upon meat upon meat
Meat
upon meat.
apocalypse. Beefception. This guy gets it. Yeah, but genuinely, two of the most underrated talents of their generations, two of the best big men of all time in terms of strength and power, and very, very underrated, overlooked high flyers, innovators of offense and defense. Just fantastic. I would love to see these two go head to head.
All right, on to my third match. You went with one that needs no explanation. I'll go with one that needs no explanation. Just give me an Extreme Rules match. No holds barred. Falls count anywhere between Mark Briscoe versus Cactus Jack.
Damn.
Give
Okay.
me blood. Give me tacks. Give me barbed wire.
I
Give
see
me a
you.
half hour worth of it.
Oh yeah.
And them just going at it through the locker room. And yeah, no explanation needed.
Oh
As I
yeah.
mentioned, two of the most hardcore wrestlers of each of their generations, or possibly of all time, if you want to go there with Briscoe, even. And yeah, Briscoe's been putting in great work this year, both on the Extreme Rules stage and just as a performer as well. The MJF match at All In, the Kyle Fletcher match for the TNT Championship. They
He's
he's
got it.
proven to put on some great matches with great talent. Now it's time for some pure hardcore against one of the most hardcore wrestlers of all time in Cactus Jack.
I love it. All right. We're gonna veer away from hardcore and go a little more technical now. So
Mm.
FTR, I already mentioned them. They hit hard and lock in submissions like it's nobody's business. Technical and hard hitting, a throwback team.
Hmm.
But what if I told you my dream match for them would be to go up against one of the most underrated tag teams of all time, a tag team that combines both technicality and hard hitting offense? That's right. For those of
Air
you,
boom,
no, pretty deadly. For
pretty
those of
deadly.
you 2000s indie wrestling fans out there, you'll dig this one. It's the Kings of Wrestling. And for those of you that don't know, that's the team of Claudio Castagnoli or Cesaro, if you're more inclined, and Chris Hero or Cassius Ohno for all you NXT guys
Mm.
and gals out there. That during that time period, there was nobody better. Like with those two wrestlers, technicality and brutal hard hitting offense, they went toe to toe with anybody and everybody and came out on top each and every time. How about putting them up against one of the greatest tag teams of all time, a tag team that was just one generation separated from them, that really could have been a fantastic match. I'm a massive fan of Castagnoli and Hero for their own work that I knew them for, late 2010s. And now, having expanded my wrestling knowledge, knowing that they were a tag team back in the day that ran rampant all over North America and Europe in the 2000s and early 2010s. I mean, you put them up against FTR, let them
I
go
can picture
60
how
minutes.
good that match would be.
That's it. That's all you need. Technical and hard hitting. That's a classic in my books.
Hmm. All right, on to my fourth match. You want to go band for band? I'll go band for band. Another
Let's hear it.
technical masterpiece on the horizon. We got the Dragon versus the American Dragon.
Oh,
We got Ricky
you
Steamboat
didn't.
versus Bryan Danielson.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
Absolute technical masterpiece.
That's
Two
fantastic.
completely different eras. Ricky Steamboat, one of the greatest technical wrestlers of the late 80s,
Yeah.
really put that genre of wrestling on the map. And it's a dragon versus a dragon. Who doesn't love a dragon fight, you know?
Love it.
And we're talking AEW Bryan Danielson, where he really
Okay.
got to thrive with his technical ability and just pure wrestling skill. And yeah, I don't really see where you could go wrong with that match. It's two clashes of generations, and where we've seen plenty of technically gifted wrestlers on the scene today. Ricky Steamboat didn't have that type of match to go up against, and I would love to see it.
I like that a lot. No notes on my part.
No
All right.
notes.
So you've gone with a hardcore match. I'd like to respond in kind. I have
Hmm.
got a hardcore match for the ages. It's a roundabout way of saying it would be a death match. Darby Allin versus Sabu.
Oh my God.
They're the same wrestler.
They're the same.
They are the same. Death defying.
Completely different looks, but they're the
Oh,
same.
just
Yeah.
you give me Sabu in his prime in the 90s, ECW era, up against Darby Allin of literally any stage of his career because he's always been the same. That is a death match. Like, genuinely, someone isn't walking out of that arena tonight, or that
Hmm.
night, I should say.
Somebody's dying.
Oh, yeah. Like, you are going to see some insane stuff, some stunts, some spots, the likes of which you've never seen. They're going to pull out weapons that are probably banned in the state that the match takes place in. You're going to see some heinous, visceral stuff. And you know what? That would be the pinnacle, the be all end all of a hardcore wrestling match. Two guys who do not fear death and welcome it with open arms going head to head. Clash of generation, but not a clash of styles.
Mhm. Well, this one is my last pick.
Let's hear it.
Say, call me a cheater. I don't care. It's a
Cheater.
fatal four-way. Couple of these guys have faced one-on-one,
Okay.
but this will be an elimination fatal four-way.
Oh, okay.
If you want to talk technical masterpieces, come to this match. Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, Cedric Alexander,
No.
Chad Gable. All present day technical masterpieces all over promotions right now. One in AEW, one in New Japan, one in TNA, one in WWE. Put them all together. Last man standing wins in an elimination fatal four way. Book it right now.
Absolute cinema. That is insane. That is cheating, by the way. That is absolutely
Don't care.
cheating,
Don't
and I
care.
love it. I
Don't care.
love
It's
it.
worthy cheating.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have not seen those four go up against each other in a fatal four-way elimination match. That is in my dream, therefore it is a dream match.
Actually, they did go. No,
According, according to my calculations, those four have not fought in a fatal four-way elimination match.
not yet.
Not yet.
But
But
yeah,
after they see this podcast, it's happening.
that is a technical dream match. That's just a fantastic
They're
match, no
they're
matter
all
how you slice it.
heavier technical wrestlers.
Yeah,
Like they all match their scale, they all match their styles.
explosive.
Like if you watch, say, Kota Ibushi versus Bryan Danielson, there's a bit of a lopside in weight, in height, in dynamics. So these are all very ripped, very buff, cruiserweight style technical wrestlers. And uh, I want to see him go at it.
That's a
Last
classic
man
in the
standing
making.
wins.
Love it. Man, that's a great way to end this episode. That's a dream match to end all dream matches, I gotta say. That's a good way to
Had
cap it
had to
off,
pick
Cam.
one from all over.
Very nice.
Well, since that closes up this week's episode, there's a lot to look forward to.
That there is.
Next weekend, Royal Rumble on the horizon. First special guest on the Superkick Society on the horizon, and our long awaited, very honorable Royal Rumble predictions on the horizon as well. But there will still be stuff to talk about
Oh yeah.
in next week's episode. Throughout the week, throughout the setup, all over the world of wrestling. If there's something big in New Japan, we cover it. If there's something big on Dynamite, we cover it. No matter what, you'll see it on next week's episode. But if you're there for Royal Rumble predictions, they will be there as well.
You're in for a treat.
Very much so. But until then, I've been Cam Sterling, joined by the lovely Josh Alderman. And we'll see you next weekend.